On Gareth Smith from the Franchise Tag here, and I've got another special guest with us this afternoon. We've got Tracy from the Sports Girl
FanGirl Sports Network.
FanGirl Sports Network. I will get that right eventually. My memory's not as good as it should be. And we're obviously here today in Radio Row.
Yes.
How are you finding this craziness that is Radio Row?
Radio Row is always organized chaos, but it's fantastic. So it's been a good day.
So do you want to tell us how did you get into American football and covering American football as a sport?
Yeah, I started FanGirl Sports Network because I've been a sports fan my whole life.
Yeah.
And I wanted to create a place where female sports fans had content that was really speaking to them. So we've had a number of iterations over the years, but now we share news and analysis. We have a lot of original content, and we marry sports and pop culture. We highlight women in the industry. We also highlight a lot of women's sports. And it's been really good. And our content is fun and funny and very digestible. And
obviously in the UK, obviously one of our best NFL analysts we have is obviously Phoebe Schechter from the Buffalo Bills. So and obviously she does the NFL Women's Network and all this kind of stuff. So it's fairly obviously we have a stand ourselves to try and get. So obviously you've been involved. You've previously been on ESPN.
Yes.
So how was that experience?
Great. I've been very lucky to have, or blessed lucky, I don't know what the word is, to have a number of opportunities, a lot of ESPN radio, a lot of Fox Sports Radio, some TV, digital, and I love it, to be honest with you. I really do. I love it, and it's been a dream come true. This is what I've wanted to do.
Yeah, and obviously the whole Radio Row and just literally everything going on around it just feels like there's always listening to something else going on.
Yes.
And some of the personalities you see while here, I think it's just like stuff that you just don't expect until you get here.
That's true. There's no way to describe it.
And how many Super Bowls have you done, would you say, at this point?
I think that this would be my 9th.
Okay.
I think it is my 9th or 10th Super Bowl. Yeah. Do
you have a favourite? Obviously, we're going to say New Orleans' favourite city, but have you got any others that you've really enjoyed?
I've covered two, because I covered the San Francisco 49ers as a beat reporter. So I've covered 2 Super Bowls, so last year and the 2019 season. Yeah. And that's a pretty cool experience to get to cover a Super Bowl. So I would say probably those 2, but every year is something different and something fun.
And obviously we're going to San Francisco.
Yes, next year. Yep.
How excited are you to cover it in San Francisco?
It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. So if they are in it, then I will be covering the game. It'll be so great to be there for sure.
And it's obviously they're a team that we would expect to bounce back this year. There's always that. They say the Super Bowl hangover a little bit, don't they? Where the team that doesn't quite do it. I think the Eagles were guilty of that last season.
Yeah, we are seeing it. We are seeing it a lot.
So we'll talk about obviously the game we've got coming up. We have the Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think the key strengths are of the Philadelphia Eagles?
They have a tremendous defense, and really Saquon Barkley. I mean, their number one X factor in everything is Saquon Barkley, and that's going to be the challenge for the Chiefs. Can they stop Saquon Barkley? And then, of course, the challenge for the Eagles is can they stop Patrick Mahomes? And that one is very difficult. But that Eagles defense is so good, and among really the best defenses that Kansas City has seen. But if Saquon takes over, that's going to be the Eagles' best chance.
And obviously, when you look at the age of that Eagles defense, well, yes, I know they got Brandon Graham, who is probably increases the average age of that defense by a considerable margin.
Right.
But then you look at the guys around him, Jalen Carter, Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah, they're going to be good for a while.
They're not going away, are they?
No, they are not. They definitely are not. Neither is their quarterback. I mean, the Eagles are going to be good for a long time.
Which, as an Eagles fan,
pleases
me quite a lot. Yeah, it's obviously first Super Bowl experience, and it's
how do you like it?
It's absolute chaos, but I'm loving every minute. Being able to get questions in with Barkley, with Jalen Hurts, all this kind of stuff that literally, you told me a few years ago I'd be doing, I think I'd have literally said, no way, that's happening.
Well, that's awesome.
So obviously we talked about the Chiefs and the X Factor Mahomes has.
Yes.
Obviously there's also a growing audience around the Chiefs fans due to, let's just say, one of the players' relationship status.
Yes.
And how much have you found there being an increase in women's interest in sport due to that Taylor Swift factor?
I think it certainly has been an increase, and we certainly saw it at FanGirl Sports Network. It definitely helped increase our following. And for us, it was really cool because that's part of what we do, is we marry sports and pop culture, so it just added to the content that we already have. But I think it's fantastic. I've heard so many stories of men saying that their daughters now want to watch football with them, and I just think it's amazing. And she's been a lot of fun for the sport.
And it's also been quite interesting for myself, because I posted a video of Travis, where I got a question with Travis, and the amount of comments we'll get, and they were all for female fans, all saying obviously go Chiefs, or basically talking about how they're going to stay up till 5 o'clock, obviously in the UK.
Right, of course.
So it's obviously interesting to see, obviously, that changing demographic a little bit, because obviously this sport, and like most sports, has always had a bit of a reputation being very, very male-centric, male-dominant. So it's obviously good to see this kind of trend.
Though it's interesting because NFL fans, women make up 45% of NFL fans, and they always have. But I think the Taylor Swift factor brings attention to that and has brought even more, which is fantastic. And
it's not just that. Sorry, it's not just Taylor Swift. We've got obviously the fact that obviously Jason Kelsey and his wife,
and they are amazing. They're fantastic. Yes.
And what they do with the podcast they do as well. Obviously, they are again two absolute stars.
Absolutely.
But no, it's truly amazing to what's going on with Anne. So what's your plans for the network moving forward? Have you got any plans?
Well, we're continuing to grow. We have a few things in the works that I can't talk about yet, but we are continuing to grow, and we're having so much fun with it, and that's what I always want to do, is to have fun with it.
So if people obviously want to get involved, where can we?
Okay, so the best thing to do is go to our Instagram at FanGirl Sports Network, because you can find everything from there. Also our website, fgsn.com, but if you go to the Instagram, you can get to everything else.
Yeah, and particularly this day and age, so social media is the way to get at everything, isn't it?
Yes, it is, for better or worse.
Yeah, and sometimes it can be worse, but we don't talk about that too much. But no, thank you very much for your time today.
Absolutely, thank you for having me.
Obviously, it's been an absolute pleasure, and obviously, I hope you enjoy the rest of your time.
Thank you, you too, and I hope your team wins for you. I don't have a rooting interest, but I would like you to be happy.
Thank you very much, and obviously, everyone listening at home, please obviously do check out Tracy's Instagram and the FanGirl Sports Network. I'll be back soon with another very special guest.